extremely sorry for being another one of the YouTubers who are covering the Labubu situation, but after many weeks of seeing Labubu everywhere, I opened any social media, they're there. I decided that I was going to dig into what the hell a Labubu is and why it's everywhere. Because when I tell you I have not been able to escape, I have not been able to see anything on my For You pages but a Labubu. So today, we're going to be talking about the Labubu situation and what is a Labubu and how did it come to be a huge internet craze. Let's go ahead and get into it. So first and foremost, fun fact about me, I'm a huge fan of Lisa, La Lisa. So tell me why I had no clue that technically the trend is credited to have started with La Lisa from Blackpink. Yeah, I'm just as surprised as you are. In an interview with Vanity Fair in November 2024, Lalisa quotes saying, "I just got into Pop Mart like earlier this year and I learned about this one from a close friend of mine in Thailand." And thus was one of your hugest celebrities and a celebrity on the rise, because if you guys have not heard, Lalisa just dropped an album a few months ago. It's a banger. Yeah! If a K-pop idol is seen wearing or doing something, that is how a trend is going to start. There are so many trends that people don't know are started by K-pop idols, and this is no exception. This is definitely La Lisa's trend, and it's not the first time we've seen her do something that causes a trend, but featuring a photo of her Labubu on Instagram started basically the craze around these items. And I do think it is safe to say that the Labubu trend was kind of first crazed upon by K-pop fans, as again, Lalisa is a K-pop idol, and I definitely think that this trend started from K-pop fans, but has definitely expanded because everybody and their mother knows what a Labubu is, except for apparently Glitter M here. So what is a Labubu? Let's talk. Basically, a Labubu is a blind box, which is basically a toy that you get in a random sealed box. You have no idea what you're gonna get unless you're like me at Barnes & Noble, who shakes it around, feels inside to make sure that it's the thing that she wants. And they were originally sold by Pop Mart, who is a Chinese toy company. But Labubu has actually been around since 2015, first featuring in a children's picture book called The Monsters Trilogy, which was created by Hong Kong-born artist Kang Sing Loon. These creatures and their inspiration was actually from Nordic mythology, and they have a ton of mystical worlds in the series, and it's definitely a little bit monstrous. The artist says that a lot of the inspiration for this line of toys was from Nordic mythology, crafting monsters in mystical settings. And the main character, Labubu, is canonically a female, and she is a small monster with high pointed ears and serrated teeth, but is very kind-hearted despite her looks. She wants to help people, but because she's a little bit mischievous and a little bit of a monster, she often accidentally does the opposite for people. And if you have seen anything recently about Labubus, the prices are insane. They were eventually turned into bag charms around 2023 with the exciting Macaron collection, which features 6 pastels plushies from the Monster collection. The prices can now reach up anywhere to $7,000 for limited edition boxes. And if you didn't know, these were originally retailed around the price of $32. And these monsters are so popular right now that people are not able to get their hands on them. There have been multiple places that have even stopped selling them to prevent thievery. In the UK, specifically in Hampstead, Hertfordshire, a vehicle was raided because they had been carrying more than $200,000 worth of Labubu products in April of 2025. And with the Labubus literally becoming a trend as keychains, people are snatching them off of unexpected victims. They are going up to purses, going up to people, ripping them off, and running. That is how bad it is right now. There have literally been fights on the Pop Mart location sites, people fighting for the last Labubu or one that they really wanted. I never thought I would say it, but Labubus are now a public safety issue. And because people can't get their hands on an official Labubu, a lot of people are starting to make fake Labubus, otherwise known as Lafufus, but I also think it's really funny that a lot of people on the internet has dubbed the fakes as Labubis. That's actually more funny than Lafufus, sorry, but it's true. Pop Mart actually chose to stop selling them in 16 of their UK stores until June's because people are literally brawling each other. They are fighting over these products. And this is a statement that they released to the BBC. Labubu will return to physical stores in June, and we are currently working on a new release mechanism that is better constructed and more equitable for everyone involved. And so this is the situation behind the Labubu Craze. It doesn't help that they've also been warned by the likes of celebrities like Kim Kardashian, Dua Lipa, and evenly recently Rihanna. But at the end of the day, let's not forget that Labubu is a blind box, and it is the term of this century, Gacha. If you don't know what Gacha is, oh boy, are you in for a rant, because I have been in this hellhole for many years now. Ha ha he hoo ha he hoo. You don't always know if you're gonna get the character that you want. I'm sure you could find a video on YouTube explaining why gacha is a pretty bad thing. And as a player of a lot of gacha games like Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves, I can admit that as a player of these games. Even my childhood game that is targeted to be family friendly and kid friendly, Wizard 101 has a gacha system. And I also want to shout out Addie, who made a video called The Labubu Hype is Out of Control, because this is a really good video talking about why this is such a huge problem right now, and also giving some more information about blind boxes in general. So I would definitely check out this video once you're done with mine. I've seen a lot of accounts from people who work at Pop Mart, people who are employees who have been harassed because the store is either out of a certain Labubu or out of Labubus entirely. Do not, if you learn anything from this video, please do not go and harass employees. They are not the ones who are able to just magically make Labubus appear out of thin air. There's a process, so please be kind to retail workers. The Labubu Craze is just another word, in my opinion, for overconsumption. And I know that well. I am a collector. I am a manga collector, a cosplayer, I have figures. I have been collecting stuff for a very long time. I love to collect things. But when I tell you, there are so many things that I do to make sure that I am not consuming in a harmful way. I buy manga used, I buy things on Mercari that are used. I give a thought into the things that I'm buying. I don't just buy it to buy it. I buy it because I know I want it. I think a lot of people are becoming so enamored with the Labubus that the thought of price, the thought of consumerism has just kind of gone out the window for a few. And listen, I definitely do not think that there is anything wrong with having a toy or just wanting to show off a toy, but there is a line, and the Labubu has kind of crossed that line for many. Genuinely, my biggest fear with the Labubu craze is that once this craze is over, what's gonna happen to those Labubus? I really hope that if you have purchased one, that you do keep it, preserve it, cherish it, and love it, and not just throw it away or, quickly resell it or even dump it in the garbage. Please do not. Please at least give them to a new home if you don't want them anymore, because there's gonna come a day where the trend dies down and people aren't gonna want it anymore, and that scares me. And again, let me stress, I don't think there's anything wrong with either wanting a Labubu or getting a Labubu, but just please take some time and think about it before you start collecting a whole bunch of them. I am someone who, obviously, look at behind me, I have all this manga and stuff. I didn't get it overnight. It took years of me working as a kid to be able to like collect all this stuff. I did chores for this stuff, okay? And it's really sad because Labubus are kind of targeted for kids, and yet I definitely feel like the adults have swept everything from them. They've raised the prices so high that not a lot of kids are even able to participate in owning a Labubu. Is it bad to have a Labubu? No. But I definitely think we need to be mindful, bringing back the demure feeling of not overcrowding a trend. And if you are someone who you genuinely collect Labubus because you do love them, then more power to you. This video is obviously not about you. If you are collecting them because you love them and you want to cultivate a collection, then more power to you, genuinely. But to the people, especially the scalpers, don't like you, who are raising prices and making it hard for like kids to buy them, or making it hard for employees, or just being assholes about the situation, maybe you should rethink your decisions. All this to say that the Labubu craze is crazy right now, but we can all do our part by being a little bit kinder and a little bit nicer. So if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and tell me down below, what do you think about Labubus? I'll see you in the next one. Bye!